Welcome back to Delco Beach Dreamers. Let me share some of our sales that we've had this week. It is July 16th. We made a few sales, mostly small sales, but you know the small sales is what pays the bills, keeps the lights on, so we're going to keep on going with it ourselves. The first thing that we sold was my best sale for so far this week. This is a Scottish silver plate drinking vessel. It's a Celtic drinking vessel, silver plate. It's got a hallmark on the back. This was listed April 19th, sold July the 12th for $39.99. The next thing that sold was a vintage Pocahontas. This has the little suction cup. You can put it on the window, on a wall, wherever you want to go, but he's Flit, the hummingbird from Pocahontas. He was listed May 25th. He sold July 13th for $6.99. The next thing that sold, you saw the video for these. I bought these bottles and a couple other things all for $20. One of the things that I had was a brass torch hair lamp, and that already sold for $29.99, and I paid $20 for everything, so I'm in a profit. This is a Philadelphia Dr. Jane's expectorant bottle. Looks like it was in a well or privy because it has all the rainbow color to it. This sold on eBay. It was listed April 19th, sold July 14th for $9.99. The next thing is this American Girl doll. I bought it last year in the fall. So it's been around for a while. It's an American Girl doll, red hair. This is going to go to somebody who's going to love her up and make her perfect again. I bought a whole bunch of dolls, a buck a doll. This was a buck a doll. And she sold for $12.63. She was posted $9.27 and sold $7.16. That was on eBay. The next thing sold on Poshmark, and they are these vintage milk glass bud vases. Some of them can be marked on the bottom Brody. These three sold on Poshmark for $12. So that makes them about $4 a pop. I don't know if you can see, it's kind of hard to see, but they're marked on the bottom Brody. They sold July 13th on Poshmark. The next thing that's sold on Mercari, these are two Italy demi-tasse espresso cups. And these sold for $14. And I bought a box of shoes last fall. They had all kinds of flip-flops and sneakers and these, so box of for $20. And I'm telling you, there's boots, there's all kinds of things. I've made multiple sales out of it. This sold on Mercari on the 13th for $17.59. There's some light wear. So all this stuff is going out the door. Sold 8 Lillian Jackson Braun cassette audiobooks. These were listed on August 20th, 2025. Sold July 17th for $24.99. 8 of these. They are cassettes, not CDs. 3 National Stainless Steel serving pieces. They are slotted spoons. They were listed October 16th of 2025. Sold July 17th for a best offer of $11 on eBay.
Hello everybody, back at the Shore House. I sold some casters. Listed them on February, sold them in July for $19.99. They're chrome, heavy, made by Shepherd. I already told that, and they're like balls. They remind me of Saturn, the planet Saturn. Really nice. So there you have it. See you next time.
Gary and I made 2 sales back to back within minutes of each other, and it's the nurses theme. Gary sold
Jerry Ames Jungle Nurse, 1965, hardback, $9.99, paid $1.
on eBay. And I sold this Lefton Nurse. I paid $2, sold it for $15. It was listed for $16.50, and I took a best offer. It's nurse time.
If you want some more nurses, I got a bunch more nurse books going up.
I don't have any
Jerry
more nurse.
Ames got a whole collection.
I'm fresh out of nurses, except for a daughter. She's in Texas.
She's coming.
Yeah, she's coming to see us for my birthday. Yes.
All right. Happy hunting.
Happy hunting. Okay, so we have a few sales that we need to share that Gary made, because as you can tell, he's a tough cookie, tough cupcake, tough bowl of jello. I can't get him to video. He just doesn't like it. So he usually gets his things sold, shipped, and out the door before I could even grab him on video. But let's share his sales anyhow. The first thing he sold was some antique wooden suit hangers from hotel and store names. They were listed July 9th. He sold them July 12th for $15. These are the hangers. He found a whole box lot of them when we went to the Avalon and Sea Isle community yard sale. These were in the trash. He was in his glory when he found them, and he's been selling off bits and pieces of it ever since, and this is one of those bits and pieces. And they went for $15. The next thing is a vintage child's leather cowboy vest. Adorable. Look like a little costume. Maybe somebody's going to dress their toddler up for Thanksgiving, goodness gracious, Halloween, I don't know, maybe they have some other use for it, but it was adorable. That was listed March 6th, sold July 12th for $13. The next thing that sold was a vintage children's book, Nurses Who Led the Way. It was a Whitman book from 1959. That sold for $6.99. Again on eBay. It was listed June the 11th, sold July 13th. He also sold a book, The Merry Adventures of Robin Hood by Howard Pyle, 1965, for $9.99 on eBay. Then he sold this little jingle duck by Eden. It was a musical yellow duck with a bonnet, and it sang "You Are My Sunshine" wind up. He sold that for $27.50. He also sold a dog, an Airedale Terrier dog. He had them since last fall when we went to the Summers Point community yard sale in the fall. He bought a box of assorted dogs, maybe about 20 different dogs for $5 for the box. And this is the very last dog that sold from that lot. And that sold, where is it? For $5.99. So sorry, I lost my place. The next thing that sold for Gary on the 15th is 2 wooden hangers. Here they are again. These were from Hawaii, from the Sheraton Hotel. They had little notched edges so that your clothes won't fall off the hanger. And these 2 hangers sold for $15. Okay. And I think that wraps up pretty much what Gary sold for the week. The rest of the things are on the video that we got him to do. I hope you enjoyed our video this week. Please remember to thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe. It helps our YouTube channel. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. Thanks for watching.